Hey everyone, welcome back, and today we have a bumper episode. Those of you who are already subscribed to our channel, or even if you're not and you are just still regular viewers that come back without your subscription, you will remember a video where we had a huge collection of 150 guitars, where we showed about 40 guitars in the collection that went into our December sale. Well, in this auction coming up on the 5th of March, we have the remainder of the collection, with the majority of this collection going through. So we've got around 100 guitars, which were the remainder going into this auction. We're not going to feature all of them today, but we're going to have a good look at most of them. So some really nice things, some messed around things, probably some not so nice things, but this collection was just an amazing sight, especially for the couriers who went to pick it up from a one-bedroom apartment. It was a deceased estate. The gentleman lived around all of these guitars, and there's some really nice pieces. We had some great pieces in that last video, so go back and have a look at that video. You can see what you could have won if you unfortunately missed out on that sale. But these guitars are coming up on the 5th of March. Like I said, around 100, and we've got loads of effects pedals as well. So we'll have a look at, we'll have a brief overview of those pedals that are coming up. Some really cool, mainly modern pedals. But yeah, there's some nice things, and let's have a look. So here's the first one, and this will be lot 1 in the sale. So this will kick off proceedings on the 5th of March, starting at 10 AM. And this is a 2007 Fender FSR reverse headstock Stratocaster. It's the whole Hendrix idea, the special one they did. It's not the Hendrix tribute model, but the Mexican-made tribute, with no affiliation or official affiliation to Hendrix. But I think you can see what they're going for. Good condition. We've had plenty of these before. And yeah, hasn't quite got the reverse logo, so it's not like you can stand in front of the mirror and see yourself as the man. But yeah, there we go, a 2007 reverse headstock Stratocaster. Here we have a 2001 American Standard Telecaster. This one has been refinished. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't think they did this colour as standard anyway. But it has been refinished in this silver. Obviously all these details will be disclosed in the catalogue listing. But yeah, just American Standard. If you want a silver one, and you can't get one anywhere else because they didn't do it as a standard colour, as far as I'm aware, there's one for you. And lot number 3, this is a Fender Jazz Bass. This is an American Special, so US made again. American Special Jazz Bass, and these are just great player guitars. Don't cost the earth for an American Fender bass. Very solid at what they do, and this one's in good condition. And next up we have a Fender Light Ash Telecaster. So this is one of very few Fender brand guitars that were made in Korea. You see quite a few Squier guitars that are made in Korea, but not many Fender brand guitars made in Korea. So there we go. So you can see there, made in Korea, made in 2004, which we can determine from the serial number. And this is the Light Ash model. So obviously ash body, natural finish, got a few dings on this. Seymour Duncan pickup. This is a standard thing on this model. Bit of rusting on the pickup there. But yeah, there we go. Fairly good condition for the age. 2004 Light Ash Fender Telecaster made in Korea. So looking at a bit older with this guitar, this is a 1983 Fender Telecaster. So this was around the Dan Smith quality control improvement era. Not many people are fans of the necks on these guitars because they're not very radiused at the edges. They kind of feel quite sharp and flat. I actually don't mind them myself, but they're not for everyone. But this is a 1983 Fender Telecaster made in USA, and considering its age, it's not bad at all. So we have an early Japanese reissue 62 Stratocaster. It's been changed, as those in the know will know just by looking at the pickups there. We've got some EMG pickups. Whip it over. Someone's put a good old battery pack in there, so we've got some active EMGs. Perfect for you hard rockers, metalheads. But there you can see one of the early made in Japan stamps there. They come in various shapes and sizes, but that is a true stamp, ST62 within the neck pocket, and they're on the head, reissued spaghetti type logo, and then we got some shallow tuners on the back, maybe to match in with the colour of the pickups, but decent tuners there. So a modified 80s ST62 62 reissue Stratocaster with some active EMGs. I just realised in the last clip I said hard rockers and metalheads, almost sounding a bit derogatory and like a dad would say, but I just want to clarify, that's me. I'm one of those punk rockers, you know. So I am into that kind of thing, so that wasn't meant to come across derogatory, because I am one of them. Yeah, I just thought I'd clear that up. Don't want to offend anyone. So next one here is an AVRI Fender Stratocaster. Body's been refinished. The guard has been replaced, but you can see there we got the V prefix serial number. So there's been some changes on it, but it will be reflected in the guide price. You will not have to spend over £1,000, including the premium, on this AVRI. Doesn't have an original case either, so it is as it is. But there we go, an AVRI American Vintage reissue, or 62 reissue Fender Stratocaster. We're back with guitars with cases to give the big reveal. And here we have a Fender Custom Shop. Ooh. Gonna remind myself of the exact model. Be a custom classic or something like that. Custom classic, custom. There we go. Custom classic player Stratocaster from 2004. So there we got the original case, the tags, the certificate, and noiseless pickups. And it's in fairly nice condition. Sunburst finish, nice bird's eye maple neck, Spurzel locking tuners. So got some good hardware on there. But there we go, the first Fender Custom Shop guitar of the sale, and that will be lot 8. This case is a bit of a state. You will see that, yeah, I mean, this was a deceased estate. When you've got 150 guitars in a one-bedroom flat, the storage conditions might not be the best. To be fair, a lot of them are in great condition, but a few of them have suffered externally. And there we go, we've got a 60th anniversary Telecaster. But this one's okay. The guitar itself has survived, the case has done its job, but you'll see the diamond anniversary plaque there on the back. So this is one of 1,000 guitars, or it's not the first one of 1,000, but it was in a run, so one of the run of 1,000. All original as it should be. One thing we do find with these guitars is the finish can flake on them. We had one fairly recently. It was the same thing, sort of moisture got underneath the finish, the lacquer. I don't know whether it's a flaw with this model in particular. Part of the case, yeah, it looks like we got part of the case there. That will just, you can see that will come off, so it needs a bit of cleaning up. But yeah, a 60th anniversary, diamond anniversary Fender Telecaster. This will get the relic debate started again. Tell us in the comments how you feel. My personal take, I like it when it's done well. This one I think is okay. I actually love the colour, but this is a Fender Custom Shop 57 reissue Stratocaster relic, and it's from the 2000s era, I think around 2007. We got the certificate in the case, so all will be correct in the catalogue listing, but I think it's got a really good look. I I like relicking. I think I'd probably rather have one that had been naturally relicked through years of wear. I think unfortunately I'm never going to play a guitar enough to get that wear myself, so I'd probably have to buy an old one where someone's already done that for me, or this could be an option. So for those of you who like relic guitars, that's a good example. The only thing I do find with relic guitars is I always find the wear that they put on the fretboards,
it's like too excessive.
It can be too excessive and does look a bit too overdone. But yeah, generally the finishes on these Fender guitars are okay, but there will be a lot of comments saying how much you either dislike them or love them. But start the debate now. So here we have an 80s case with not an 80s guitar. So this guitar, a lot of people love these. It's not it's a blue flower guitar, and it's one of the, from what we can make out, it's one of the Japanese ones, as the serial number would suggest. It's got the correct stampings for a Japanese one, but the neck is not original. It's actually got what looks like a Korean light ash neck. You saw the light ash neck earlier, so you've got the bird's eye maple, you've got the abalone inlays, you've got the serial number, not serial number, the decal logo of this type. So yeah, it looks to be a made in Japan blue flower body with a Korean neck. We've got a Seymour Duncan pickup there, and this is like the hot, I think it's the hot telly bridge. You've got the big poles there, so high output telly bridge pickup. So it's essentially a parts caster, but made with the fairly desirable blue flower Telecaster body. So that guitar is coming up in March, lot number 16. So there we have a 2002 Fender Classic Player Stratocaster in blue with gold hardware, in fairly decent condition, a bit discoloured on the back there on the edges. This can happen quite a lot, but yeah, good solid Stratocaster guitar, well made, 57 reissue, nice thing. And here we have a 2015 Fender Baja Telecaster guitar. So this is one of the they were custom shop designed, for those who don't know. This is one of the 50s ones with the big fat neck. I actually have one of these myself. Modification is we've got the Bigsby on there, so we've got the Bigsby of the plate and the Tune-o-matic type bridge there. But you know, it's a nice addition if you want one of the, like this model of guitar, but you want the vibrato on there. As you can see there, custom shop designed neck plate. And it's been shimmed. It's got a shim in there to make the neck angle work with the Bigsby, but it's in great condition. So if you want a Bigsby Telecaster and you like that big 50s neck, that's a good option. And we have a made in Japan Stratocaster, and what you'll see here is it's good to go guitar synth time. So we've got a Roland GK3 fitted here, the MIDI pickup, usually where they're fitted. This one hasn't actually been screwed on. It looks like it might have been stuck on, which is quite nice. So it shouldn't have been too intrusive to the guard, but without actually taking it off we can't tell, but it's certainly not been screwed on. So yeah, got the MIDI pickup. We got the little cable that goes between in the case there, and so if you want a synthesizer guitar, obviously we're selling the unit with the guitar because that's how it came. There you go. That guitar can do a lot. 57 reissue Stratocaster with MIDI capabilities. So unfortunately this guitar is a little bit sticky and will need some work. All the finish is crackling. This is the original black finish, and this is something that did happen, a flaw in the finishing process. I've had a few of the of black, funny enough, black finished guitars from this period do this. It's not the first I've seen, and the 1979 Fender Anniversary Stratocaster, that the silver ones, their original finishes, they had problems with those and they flaked off, so they had to take action to correct those as well. But this is also a 79 Fender Strat, and it's a hardtail, which I like, but the price will reflect the fact that the finish is basically needs to come off, but it will be a good base project for someone to get a late 70s hardtail Strat. It's heavy, it will be heavy, it's a late 70s Strat, but just think of all that resonance and sustain. So yeah, I do like these a lot. I have no problems with a 3-bolt neck, and I am a big fan of the big headstocks. So for those of you who want a big headstock Strat, not too worried about the weight, and want a nice base project to do something with, stick a nice finish on, because that finish has to come off. It's sticky and it will keep falling off. So in this old case is a 71 Fender Telecaster thin line, which has been through the mill a little bit. We got a refinished body. It's had a different guard on at some point. It kind of feels like a correct type guard, could be, maybe not, but you can actually see some of the old, where the old holes were. So I believe that was all to do with a different pickup that was under there at some point. I can't quite remember, but there might even be an enlarged route, but it will be in the catalogue description. You can see there's some filled in holes there on the neck, different tuners. Got the old serial plate there, but yeah, it is a modified 71 thin line Telecaster. So player's grade again, that term we use. And yeah, that will be lot number 15 in the March sale. So here we have lot number 10, which is a Fender Eric Clapton Blackie Stratocaster. So it needs a bit of a clean, but it is a black finished Blackie Stratocaster with its case, and we might even find all the paperwork there as well. There we go. So we've got tags and things. So you've obviously got the 50s type neck with maple board. We'll have the TBX control there, the mid boost tone control, but that is a nice example once it's cleaned up. There are a few scratches, but good for a used guitar. There we go. So here we have a 1978 Fender Telecaster. It's got a refinished body. Underneath the guard, I'm pretty sure from memory there's a pretty horrendous pickup route. It had a humbucker put in there at some point, hence why it's been put back to standard with the refinish. There are a few other modifications going on with this guitar, but body and neck refinish are the main things, and the route under the guard. And yeah, this guitar is one that's been cleaned up recently. This is in a bit of a state. Yeah, we'll show a picture over the top of the state of the guitar before and after, but you can see it's scrubbed up quite well, and that is coming up as number 13, unlucky for some, in the next sale. And here we have a bit of a striking looking guitar in this green burst finish. So this is it's another parts caster really. You can see there that it's actually got an early 70s serial on there, so I believe the neck, it's a 70s neck, but you can see there we've got the contoured body, so that is not right for that period. So a refinished and later body, but other various parts. Have a look at the description on the website on that one, guitarauctions.com. That'll be lot number 14 in the sale. Now running on to a collection of Gibsons, and this is a 2003 Gibson Les Paul Classic double cut with the gold top finish. You can see the nitro checking there. I actually quite like the look of that, the way that's going. Naturally aging. In years to come, that will That'll look like a nice old relic. But this is another guitar that we had to do quite a lot of cleaning up on, and this guitar, the transformation of this guitar is quite amazing. Our Chris behind the camera, he can take all the credit for that work. It was not me.
Worked my fingers to the bone.
Worked his fingers to the bone, with a face mask as well, because there was some not very nice white mould on there. But using the correct materials and safety gear to get these guitars looking nice again, because we don't want them going to you in the state that they came in. But yeah, that is a 2003 Gibson Les Paul Classic double cut gold top. So in a Gibson protector case, this gives some indication actually of what some of the guitars were like. I would like to add that there's not many guitars that are like this. There's only a few from the collection, but as you can see there, bit of verdigris building up there, but this will be cleaned off before it goes to sale. But this is a 1980 Gibson Sonex 180 Deluxe, a heavy beast, not everyone's favourite model, but they do sell. There are people out there for them. We've got a bit of wear on the neck there. Acquired from Andy's Guitar Works in Denmark Street. When I was first buying guitars many years ago, 20 odd years ago, I remember going to Andy's. I believe now Hanks in Denmark Street. But yeah, there we go. Gibson Sonex 180 Deluxe from 1980. So here we have a Gibson Firebird Studio. Some of you remember we had a red one in the last sale. This is another guitar that does need some cleaning, as you can see there. Lacquer checking on this one. This one's starting to age nicely, but just does need a clean. That should clean up well. Gold hardware, nice rounded edges on these studio models. But other than that, with its original case, Gibson Firebird Studio. Here we have a Gibson Les Paul with the root beer finish. This guitar is really heavy actually. 2004 this one. So I think this is a good period for Gibson. I'm going to say that anyway because I have a couple of guitars from this period, but I do think the early 2000s Gibsons were good. So we've got the flamed top in the root beer finish, Gibson Les Paul standard with the original case. So again, from the same year, 2004, so good year. These are great guitars. So this is a 2004 Gibson Les Paul Special in the TV yellow faded finish, and they are just great players. Good for, I guess it's a bit like the Firebrand guitars, good workhorse guitars. These are as well. They're nice and light, really resonant. You can throw them around. Just great for, with the P90s, great for all types of music.
It's a punk rocker machine. Punk
rock machine, but you know, a cool blues machine as well. They really do a lot there with these pickups. They are, you know, very, hate the word, but versatile.
What's your favourite word?
Yeah, 2004 Gibson Les Paul Special double cut faded. And a Gibson Les Paul Junior. So this is actually a slightly later one. So this comes from sort of 2020, this one, 2020, 2021. And these also, this period of guitar, are great. Gibson had sort of sorted out their ways from the sort of late 2000s period. And yeah, these are going back to old traditional ways, old traditional specs. This is a Les Paul Junior, obviously, sort of 50s style, and these are really great guitars. Nice big neck on this one, so got that really big late 50s neck, and I've got a lot of time for these. I think they're great guitars. They sound great, they play great. Back to the good old days. And here we have a Les Paul Studio, gold hardware, red finish. And this one's from 1999. There we go. So again, we're getting towards that 2000 year, late 90s, early 2000s, good period. A lot of studios I've seen from around this period are just great guitars. Again, good workhorse guitar, stripped down Les Paul, don't have the bound board, and quite interestingly, for 1 year only, it might have been 2 years, but I'm pretty sure it might have been exclusive to this year, you have these small trapezoid inlays rather than the bigger ones. So I think it's possibly 97 to 99 they did these. Yeah, you've got these small trapezoid inlays, and they do catch you out at first when you see them because they do look odd and it makes you question the guitar, but that is a thing. So if you ever see them from this period, that is an original feature of these guitars. Those of you who were subscribers for our last sale in December, you will remember, like buses, I had 2 of these turn up at once. Never had one before and 2 turn up at once, and 3 months on we have another one, and this is in fantastic condition, original protector case, Gibson's answer to the Strat, or trying to compete with the Strat. So this is a 1975 Gibson S1, 3 pickups with the rotary switch, and the 3-way switch as well. But yeah, that's a good example if you want one of those. The last 2 were very popular. 2 guitars that did quite well. Not everyone likes the whole bolt-on neck thing. I love this type of headstock on Gibson guitars, but then I'm a big fan of the Gibson Flying V, which they have that type of headstock. But there we go, a 1975 Gibson S1. We have another. So we have a limited edition Gibson. So this is a Midtown special in a root beer finish. So this guitar is from 2016, and there we go. We've got the, I guess you'd call that AAA quilted maple. That's how Gibson certainly would have marketed it anyway. AAA root beer finish, Gibson Midtown. So it's essentially a thin line guitar, hollow body, with the original case. Just taking a quick break from the guitars to have a look at some of the pedals from this collection. You'll all be very used to seeing pedals in our sales now. Each sale tends to have around 200 of the things in, and these will be sold on the 6th, so day 2 of the sale. So 6th of March these will be coming up, but you can see we got a really good or mixed variation of pedals, some that you don't often see. I haven't seen one of these in a very long time. It's the Damage Control Liquid Blues valve distortion pedal, tube vacuum overdrive, so that's a lesser spotted thing. And then a fairly modern thing, we got the old Helix HX Stomps. These seem to be all the rage for modelling these days. And then of course the good old go-to classic Line 6 Pod. Some people still swear by those. Quite like them myself. One of the the Electro Harmonics. It's their multi-effects. So this has the 3 pedals. Yeah, so you get the Holy Grail, the Electric Mistress, and the Pog in there. So that's the Epitome. That's a good pedal there, original box. But we could keep going on and on and on. Ditto looper, great looper pedals. Full Tone, there we go. Full Tone are no longer with us, are they? They're from.
Well, was it last year?
It was last year, I think. Yeah, don't know much about the ins and outs of Full Tone's demise, but there's the GT500 distortion and booster overdrive pedal. And the Carl Martin Red Repeat. Oh, we got loads, lots and lots and lots. MXR custom boost overdrive pedal, and this is one that you don't see that often. Is the Line 6 JM4 looper. So this series, again, there's another one there. That's a DL4. These Line 6 pedals are very popular. We see these ones quite a lot, but you don't often see the JM4 loopers. That's certainly the first one we've ever had in for auction, but I've not seen them come up that often for sale. Roger Mayer, the Classic X drive pedal there. Fishman, something for your acoustic. The effects and EQ box. We've got a little Mua if you like the little Mua Minis, we got a little job lot there of 6 pedals within the pedal board case. Lots of multi-effects, the GT1 Electro Harmonix Canyon pedal, and we got lots of Boss pedals here. We've got the OD20 Drive Zone, Chorus Ensemble, and all the classic pedals. I haven't seen one of these for a while. There's the synthesizer pedal, but lots and lots and lots of pedals. I think that might even be one of the original Japanese black label ones. Yep. So 80s SD1. We got a Buddha overdrive, acoustic singer, one of the old ME80 boards, and this is quite a bit of fun. It's the Fuzz-Wah from Fender, a big chunky pedal, all heavy duty. One of the Russian big muffs. There we go.
It says it on like the back, doesn't it?
Yeah. There we go.
Side or something.
There we go. Made in Russia. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a big collection of pedals, and we've even got some of the Waza Air. These are all the rage a couple of years ago. The Waza Air headphones with the little transmitter there, and a couple of RC loopers, the RC500 and the RC10R. So these are all from this one collection, so keep an eye out on these, and then we'll have lots more pedals other than this as well. Like I said, we usually get up to 200 pedals and more in each cell. So you'll see from there Burns case, and usually when you see these Burns cases of this style, it is a Burns Brian May Red Special. There we go. So again, there's a little bit of cleaning up needed on this one, but it is in good condition. So this is one of the earlier ones, and it has the Addison pickups. Obviously Addison were the people responsible for doing the pickups for the new Burns guitars. A lot of research went into getting them right for the Red Special model, and that's got a Wilkinson trem on that one, original case. You see a little dinky do here, and it's a lap guitar. So a vintage Selmer lap guitar, gold finish. We actually get these quite often, but it's in fairly good original condition. The only change really is we've got the jack that's been placed there and the original wire taken out of here, so I guess a bit more usable now. But if you want a lap guitar with some vintage vibe, there we go, an early English distributed Selmer with the original case. Guitars of all budgets, as you can see from this collection, and this is one of the Sterling by Music Man, the LK100D. Of course, this is a Steve Lukather model, and this one is in fairly good condition. Comes with just a soft bag, unfortunately, but Indonesian made active circuitry, but a good solid guitar with double humbuckers. So we have an Ibanez GS100 Joe Satriani signature. So surfing on a budget with this one, 2004, made in Korea. So this is the budget version of the Shredmasters guitar. I'm a huge Joe Satriani fan, and this was in fairly good condition, missing its switch tip, but otherwise it's there with the trem, good to go. A lot of you YouTubers will be followers of Mr. Rob Chapman. So here's one of his guitars. Actually local, originally local to us, Rob Chapman. I used to go and watch his band in Bradford and Avon at the Black Cat Club all the time, in his band called Hooker. They were a great band. Rob was a great player back then, as he is now. But this is his guitar band. This is the ML3 modern model. So basically a HH hardtail telly with 24 frets. And I really like them, coming from a more rocky background. So yeah, great guitar. And a lot of you have heard or seen recently, those of Rob Chapman fans, that he is currently applying to be Smashing Pumpkins' new guitarist, which has been quite fun to follow that, and I think he's truly deserving of it. He's a great player. I think he would suit that quite well. Wouldn't that be great fun to watch him doing that? But there we go, a Chapman Guitars ML3 modern guitar. And from 1982, Japanese-made Ibanez. This is the SB70 model. I really like these. They're great stripped-down guitars. Great guitars for the money. They come in at the low hundreds, so don't cost a lot at all, but they are just great quality. Japanese-made Ibanez from a good period. The SB70 there, hardtail, switching options. Good thing. What are we going to have in the Gibson case? Not a Gibson. You were close. So this is a Levinson blade. This is the Delta thin line, and in the purple burst finish. So this has Seymour Duncan pickups installed, not the original pickups, but it's one of the Japanese blades and in good condition. So here we have a 2018 Peter Frampton Epiphone Les Paul. So limited edition guitar, 3 pickups, modelled after Peter Frampton's Les Paul Custom, and this is in good condition with the case. This is one of those ones where I often say anything with sort of artist association, even if it's on the lower value, they tend to be fairly good investments, because these things don't become regular production models. They end up being limited, end up getting discontinued, or being limited runs in the first place. And that is a good example, and yeah, we often see them go up in value, even if it's slowly to start with. It's a good one to speculate upon. So here we have a Gretsch, and we're on a bit of a run with these at the moment. So we have a White Falcon. So this is one of the Japanese ones. This is from 1990, so very early in Japanese production. All production for Gretsch went out into Japan in 1989, I believe. So this is an early, I guess, very first year Gretsch White Falcon, and this is the 7593 model. So the slightly thicker body, single cutaway with the wiggle stick, and this is in pretty good condition with the original case. And here we have a slightly older Gretsch. This is the Streamliner model. So this one is from 1968. It's seen better days. We have the classic Gretsch binding rot. So unfortunately a lot of old Gretsch guitars do suffer this. The binding rots away over time, but that all saying, it is what it is. It's a pretty original, some cracks in the pick guard, but apart from the binding rot, it is all there. It's not actually the original case, it's slightly oversized, but it is an old case. Perhaps a country gent was in there or something at some point. It looks about that kind of size and right for the country gent model. But yeah, Streamliner, and that is from 1968. So Paul Reed Smith, has he got it right? Yes, he has. In the rose finish.
Should have guessed that as well.
From 2020, so the John Mayer signature model, Silver Sky. Condition's okay, needs a bit of a clean, but other than that, there it is. Just a good, if you're a PRS player and you don't want a Strat and you don't want to leave the brand, or you do want a Strat and you want to stay loyal to PRS, that's your guitar. I think we're actually on our run of PRS guitars right now. So here we have the EG model, isn't it? The EG3. Replaced pickups on this one. So we've got a Seymour Duncan rail pickup here, stacked humbucker, and some Wilkinson pickups here. Whether that's an improvement or not, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I actually quite like this for this pickup, nice high output pickup. But other than that, it's in good condition. And these hard cases with this model were actually an optional upgrade. So it's got the optional upgrade hard case. Case needs a bit of a clean, but there it is, protecting the guitar. Next up we have a Paul Reed Smith Mirror model. This one's from 2011, so in good condition with its original case. We've got all the tags there, and these are just nice lightweight simple double humbucker guitars. Nice example. So here we have a 2002 Paul Reed Smith Custom 22, and those of you who know about PRS guitars will notice that that should not be there. So what we have is a couple of changed pots. So the rotary pot has been changed, and we've got a normal switch put in place, so I guess a bit more traditional with the old Les Paul idea. So we've got master, volume, tone, and then changing between the pickups, simplifying it down. It's probably just how I'd need it, because yeah, I need all the time to think about my playing rather than messing around with controls. But there we go, Custom 22 in the brown flame top finish in the original case. PRS SE case, we have the Paul Reed Smith PRS SE Mark Tremonti model. So this is one of the later ones, made in Indonesia. So the difference between this and the earlier models is this one has a trem rather than the hardtail, and also we've got the bird inlays rather than the dots. So the Mark Tremonti model, one of the later, I think this is a fairly new guitar actually, it's 3 or 4 years old now, but in good condition, black finish. Mark Tremonti, great player. Alter Bridge, great band. Who else are a great band that featured Mark Tremonti?
Creed.
Creed. There we go. Don't hit on us too hard in the comments. Great band. Again, another Paul Reed Smith signature model, and this is one of the later Indonesian ones again. So this is the PRS Santana model, classic lemon finish with the zebra pickups and the double cutaway body. I love these guitars, and this is probably the best condition I've seen one of these in. There'll be better, there'll be ones that are completely 100% mint, no marks, no loss to gold plating, but this is the 2618 model Artist from 1977, but just look at the condition of that thing. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. How old's this guitar? Quick math.
What year did you say? Sorry.
77, so it's nearly 50 years old. 47 years old.
Maths.
There we go. Off, quick math. Not my thing, even though I'm an auctioneer. There we go. So this is just in amazing condition, as you can see. It's even got the original case. Even the case looks pretty much brand new. But I've got a lot of time for these guitars. I think they're great guitars. Double cut thing going on, and yeah, I like it as well because it was one of their, I guess, original designs rather than just a standard copy. But there we go, 1978 Ibanez Artist 2618 model. Fender bag. Is it a Fender? Couldn't be more different. This is the Harmony H77 from 1963. I'm pretty sure it's 63 from memory, but a lot of people do love these guitars. US made. This one is not completely original. We will go through things that are changed. Tuners, really cheap tuners on there actually. They don't do this guitar justice at all, so they, I would say they need upgrading. You can see we got a big old nut on there, that needs replacing. Or that is a replacement, and probably a better one could be put on. But we do have this old vintage Bigsby on here, which has value in its own right. These knobs are replacements. The pickups are all original, the Rowe Industries pickups, and the pickguard is a later replacement, but that is a H77 model from 1963. We have a, I nearly said Gibson there. It's not a Gibson, they were Gibson.
They were.
Sort of. Took over the Gibson factory.
Still a Gibson, right?
From the Kalamazoo Gibson factory, the Heritage. This is the H150 maple top guitar. very much their take on the Les Paul. They are just great guitars made by the original original Gibson factory workers. So this is in good condition with its original case. And here we have an Epiphone Casino. So this is obviously a reissue, not an original, blonde finish with the Bigsby on there and its original case. And these have gone up in value quite considerably recently. We seem to be getting quite good money for them, but a good example with the Bigsby and the case. And here we have a Japanese Takamine. This is the FP307S electroacoustic guitar. These are just well built acoustics. Quite often they follow the Martin design and mould, but they're very well built, Japanese made, lovely, well crafted guitars. And this is the smaller bodied model, so a 00 type thing with the original case. So here we have a Blue Ridge BR183, Chinese made these are, but these are a good tip for a very good guitar on a budget. So a few £100 these will come in at, but these really are amazing, good high quality spec things, most of the time with solid woods as well. But rosewood back and side, spruce top, and I think these are great guitars for the money. We have a Taylor acoustic. This is the 314 CE model, and quickly look at the serial number. This is from roughly 2011 with the expression system there. So it's a slightly lower grade model Taylor, but very good guitars for the model, sort of mid to late hundreds in value. Mahogany back and sides, spruce top with the original case. Seen in the last video, consignment update that you would have seen this time last week, we had the Taylor T5S. Here's another Taylor T5, but the 12-string version. So again with the expression electrics and just in good condition, blue figured maple top. Good, wow, just a good electric 12-string option. Back to some more Gibsons. This is a 2000 Gibson SG Special with the white finish, 2 humbucker pickups. Again, unbound neck, just a good, solid, basic Gibson SG guitar, really lightweight, and I really like white Gibsons, especially this sort of vintage off-white. Good guitar. And we had the PRS EG US EG3 that we saw earlier. So this is the PRS, one of the Korean made EG3s, and there we go, it says on the headstock SEEG, and this has got the HSS spec, and that's in fairly good condition. A few marks at the body, but two-tone sunburst finish. Good guitar. We are missing the trem on this one, but that will be easily obtainable. EG3 PRS SE. So here we have a 2013 PRS S2, which they're basically just stripped back custom 22s, I guess. So they initially, when you look at them, you think, God, they look like they're Korean SEs, but they're not. They are USA custom 22 type guitars, but the S2 model, this one from 2013. Limited edition Epiphone. This is the 56 gold top model, and this is from the late 90s, and there you can see there, gold top model, limited edition Les Paul, early 90s Japanese made Jackson Professional. This is the Stealth EX model, so one for the shredders, or maybe not the shredders, but the jazzers, yeah. But replacement Seymour Duncan pickup there. We got the Floyd licensed trem, but just a typical Jackson Professional pointy headstock guitar. Very good guitars for the money. We're talking mid-hundreds to acquire one of these, and they are great guitars with that sort of late 80s, early 90s hair metal vibe. And another Gibson for you, an early 80s The SG Deluxe, so from 1982, This is a fairly good example actually, a replacement neck pickup, but otherwise all seems to be there and present. As you can see, the walnut finish, the Gibson branded tuners. Don't often see those tuners, but you do see them around this period. But there we go, 1982, the SG, very much like the Firebrand idea. SG Deluxe. So there we are, ladies and gents, that was a bit of a bumper episode. All those guitars from one collection. We saw some pedals as well. You may be thinking that wasn't 100 guitars. Well, it was not. We didn't feature absolutely everything. There probably are another 30 plus guitars that we didn't feature from this specific collection. Time constraints and some things probably aren't worth featuring, but there are day 1 and day 2 guitars. Day 2, our part 2 guitar section, generally consists of guitars that are worth under £200, so we haven't really seen many of those, but you see there's a really good range of stock there. Some very old things, some very nice modern things, as well as some things that are a little bit different as well, from various origins. So yeah, they will all be coming up on the 5th and 6th of March, all one collection. This is the last of that big collection. Got some other really cool collections coming in that we will feature in future videos, and of course we've got other videos like our looking under the hood of various guitars. We recently did one of the 52 Blackguard Telecaster, so go and have a look at that one. That is the last video that we uploaded before this one. And then there are video demos coming up which will feature obviously some of these guitars and some highlights from the sale. They'll be coming up around mid-February, just before the auction, just to whet your appetites. So thank you for joining us today. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you are into this kind of thing. Remember to like the video so like-minded people can see this content as well. And of course hit the bell icon because you'll always be notified of future uploads. My name's Luke Hobbs from Gardiner Houlgate Auction Rooms in Corsham, Wiltshire, UK, and I look forward to seeing you next time.